Withdrawing your visa application. Why? When you lodge an Australian visa application, the very last thing you're thinking about is withdrawing your application and wasting all that time and money. But Department of Immigration and Border Protection statistics show that a significant number of applications are voluntarily withdrawn by the applicants. Now, why would this happen? And how can you learn from this so you don't repeat it, basically? Why withdraw a visa application? Look, it appears like the last thing in the world you'd ever want to do. Why on earth would you ever do such a thing, and why are so many visa applicants doing this? The only reason you will withdraw a visa application is that you want it to stop and not to proceed any further. You're asking the case officers at the department or the Australian Embassy in Manila to not do anything more on the application. You want it to stop, in short. And quite obviously you would have strong reasons for this. I'll list some of the reasons, and take note and try to think of how and why you would want to prevent this happening when you so obviously want your Filipino sweetheart there with you in Australia as soon as possible. Now, relationship breakups. Look, sadly this does happen, yes. And while, look, it's pretty awful when it happens. I've been there, done that. It's we all have. In most cases, in the long term, it's a positive thing. Look, again, as I said, I've had failed relationships before. I'm sure most of us have. What it means is that you've got the chance to start again, and hopefully you learn from your mistakes, and hopefully you get it right next time. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't miss any of my exes at all. I know I'm better off. You ever hear that Willie Nelson song, To All the Girls I've Loved Before? I thought about singing a bit, but actually I don't do such a bad Willie Nelson impression, but I'll spare you. Look, I like Willie, but I cannot relate to that song in any way. I'm not glad they came along. I'm just glad they kept going. Basically, yeah. But look, remember, if your relationship does break up, or break down, up, down, I'm not really sure. Did the relationship break up? No, it broke down. If your relationship ends, be sure to withdraw your sponsorship of the application immediately, which it will lead to the application itself being withdrawn. Because if they happen to grant the visa after you break up, you will be stuck with an unwanted visa grant, and you will have the inability to sponsor anyone else for a partner visa for the next 5 years. And just imagine how you would feel if that happened. So the point of you withdrawing is to stop them, stop them processing it anymore. No more processing means avoiding the repercussions. Now the other, I don't know this for certain, but I just know from what we come across that I'm sure the main reason why so many applications do get withdrawn, especially these days, is the issue of false statements, omissions of important essential information, and bogus documents. Now, we've harped on endlessly about this topic, and Regulation 4020 of the Migration Regulations, which covers false statements and bogus documents, but yet it still happens. People make false statements, they leave out essential information, thus making a false statement by omission. They put in documents with wrong information, which makes those documents bogus. An example of a client the other day told me how they'd lodged their own tourist visa application. However, she had stated on the application that she was single when she was actually married. And when the application asked if she had kids who were not travelling with her, she left that part blank, meaning she was stating that she didn't have any kids when she did. So she in fact made multiple false statements. Not on here. I'm about to contact somebody in a little while and tell them that they either do the right thing or we will not handle their application. In this particular case, he's trying to she's legally married and has a child, and he doesn't want that information going in the application. Well, sorry, do it with Down Under Visa. Bad luck. You tell the truth. You'll regret it otherwise if you don't. Look, but anyway, back to what I was saying. Look, bogus documents include what might appear to be accidental errors, and people often get their back up when we say that's a bogus document. That's a false statement. So they say, oh no, it was a mistake. It was an error. We didn't mean to make it, and sometimes get quite defensive. But it does include accidental errors. And look, we would estimate about 1 in 10 of the NSO documents, that means birth certificates, senomars, marriage certificates, etc., from the Philippines that we receive have significant errors on them. 1 in 10. These might be misspellings, careless typographical errors, or, sometimes, again, just sometimes stupid mistakes. Girls having birth certificates that say they're male, this type of thing. Sometimes they are deliberate errors to deceive or to cover things up. But when you make statements that are false, and when you submit dodgy documents, a response comes back from the department. It's called a natural justice letter, and it is just that. They're giving you the opportunity to respond, so you get that opportunity to explain yourself, and in case they somehow manage to get it wrong, or in case you have a really good reason for what happened. But look, be warned, this is not a formality. Most of these excuses don't hold water, and they don't consider ignorance of the mistake as being an acceptable reason for making the stuff up. What happens is that most people realise when this happens that they have no choice but to withdraw the application to avoid being slapped with a refusal and a 3-year ban on making further visa applications. Withdraw it and the problem disappears for now. And by saying for now, I mean be aware that you do have to correct that issue, so it doesn't happen again, and even when you apply again. But it's better to withdraw than to suffer much worse consequences. I'm sure we'll all agree on that. Look, we're Down Under Visa. We deal with a lot of this all the time. We catch out document mistakes. We stop people from leaving out important information when they think it isn't essential. And we push them harder to get the right information when they don't understand the seriousness of the issue. And it pays off. Now, the world averages, this is from department statistics, they say that partner visa applications and prospective marriage visa applications have between a 1 in 4 and 1 in 5 chance of failure, not being granted, due to refusals and due to withdrawals, whereas our success rate is higher than 99%, and that to me sounds fairly significant. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it and you would like to subscribe, you can click on the little button down the bottom corner there, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. There are regular articles on aspects of Australian visas to the Philippines on www.downundervisa.com.au. There's a blog page you can subscribe to. There is a free visa assessment form, and there are regular articles on aspects of Australian-Filipino relationships, which you can see on www.filipinowives.com.au. If you can please share these articles and these videos on any of the social media that you use, we would appreciate that. Thank you.